What's up guys, Megazard here. This is going to be a little different. I recorded over an hour, well, an hour and 8 minutes of footage where I got people from the other Metagames Discord, like their official Discord, in call. And then we just did stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And it turns out that I didn't pick up any audio for any of it. Most of the games were generally pretty shit. Yeah, I don't think you're missing like a ton of stuff, but there was one game I think is pretty good, and I kind of want to get an upload out tonight. Haven't been uploading too much recently because I have way more plans of things to upload than I actually have things to upload. So, this is a game against Funbot, and I've never used pre-recorded footage before, so hopefully this goes alright. Anyway, I am using a team which, I think I might have recorded with the other version of this team. Right now you can see Kartana is supposed to be like a sub-Salic Berry 3 attacks Kartana, which was some shit Shrang posted when like everything was brand new. It's pretty shit. Kartana's pretty shit. But if Kartana was in fact a Sword Dance Arceus Steel, this team is probably the best team I've made this generation so far. But this is the version with Kartana. And then the rest of the team is offensive Yveltal, support Groundseus and support Groudon, so to make a defensive core that actually hits a little bit. Rayquaza is Dragon Dance with a Chilan Berry because E-Killers, and then Scarf Xerneas. The team definitely has some flaws. It's not perfect. Things like, you know, well-played banded Rayquaza can put some pressure on it. Overall, I think it's pretty good, has a lot of offensive pressure. I don't know why people think DD Ray isn't the best Ray. It kind of baffles me that people think that Mixed is a better set, and I'd even rate it better than Banned. There really is nothing as good at sweeping as DD Ray. It's just incredible, and I don't know why. People think other things are better. They're not. It's the best thing in the metagame. Anyway, Funbot has a team of what looks to be things I can sort of check, but not for very long. Depending on the Groudon set, offensive can be a bit of a pain. Yveltal and Lunala, my checks are like my own Yveltal and Xerneas to those a bit, but those are not permanent. And then of course, whatever his Ray is, I don't have a Flying Resist, that's because it's Kartana and not Steelseus. But the first half of his team is really not going to appreciate me getting Stealth Rock up. So that's sort of just the plan. Get a Brox, see where I can go. I can't lead with Groudon though, because just Groudon wouldn't match up terribly well, because he could lead Yveltal, he could lead Rayquaza. I mean, he could lead with a whole ton of stuff that's probably not doing that well against Groudon. Was the thought process, just to explain it. But then I realized Funbot is actually in the call. He's not talking, but he's in this call when we're recording. He can sort of hear what I'm saying. So what I do is I say that thought process out loud, and then I lead with Groudon, just to try to catch him off guard. Right, so I lead Groudon, he leads Rayquaza. This is completely not ideal in the slightest, and I sort of have to make a choice, and I decide going Groundseus is probably going to be the safest thing overall. You know, after I type in chat, it is support. It can take one hit in Ice Beam. If he wants to get Ray Weaken, that's fine. If he is banded, I'll take a hell of a hit, but I'm not gonna die. Don't really want to sack anything early on, so I do go to it as he Dragon Dances, and I'm pretty much just forced to click Ice Beam. Like it's not ideal. That's why Steelseus is much better. It's not like it's a perfect Ray check or anything. You just don't want to lead with Groudon, not a DD. You want to ideally have Rock Slap by the time it comes in, but if it gets in, don't give a free setup. There's really not much else you can do. But I can chew that, 77%, and do an Ice Beam back, which unfortunately he's not in range of rocks or anything, but he is pretty weakened. I can sack my Groundseus. That's, I mean, nothing I can do about that. And then go to my own Rayquaza, which he could definitely go directly into Lunala, but this is a +1 Ray. I'm not really going to risk him not going into Lunala. That's just the thing. This guy, like, just hacks the shit out of me. Well, the hacks wasn't terrible. He just had a really good matchup, and then I was a little annoyed. Anyway, IE speed, he goes Arceus Fairy instead of Lunala, because he can just throw out a Toxic. Very easy way to pretty much guaranteed weaken my Groudon, as I'm just going to try to Lava Plume. I want Rocks, but I want to scout what he is. Is he Rocks? Is he Default? I don't really know what he's running. So Lava Plume's pretty safe, does a solid amount of damage to Yveltal. Again, switch-ins, you know, could be Xerneas, could be Mount Yveltal, depending on what I'm predicting, but I do want Rocks very much. Like I said, he's quite weak to Rocks. And if Groudon's weakened, it's not doing that much anyway. While it's Toxic, it's not going to be beating support Arceus very well. And I am pretty weakened, but I do want to save Groudon. I would not like it dead. I'm just going to go to Xerneas, because it's very easy death fodder for me. He actually Dark Pulses, so I'll take a little less than I would have, but it's fine. Xerneas just doesn't need to be that healthy. I don't expect him to be E-Killer at this point. No, I do, but I figured there's not a realistic place in the game where E-Killer is going to get a +2 and I need Xerneas to survive. Now, I do have Xerneas in on Yveltal. The fact that he'd be going Groudon should be pretty obvious, but in the end I Moonblast because I want to get a little bit of chip damage on him. The Groudon has to be weakened for pretty much every member of my team, especially Kartana, which doesn't have Night Slash to get through the Lunala, but can break the rest of his team, so I would like it weakened. Unfortunately, doesn't do very much. Doesn't do very much chip at all. He is just max speed def, which is completely fine. I'm just going to go right into Yveltal. It's pretty safe. He ends up clicking Roar, though, and I get Kartana, which isn't ideal, but, I mean, the most ideal thing would have been him going for Precipice Blades, and that's obviously not going to happen. So I believe I go right into, not sure if it's Ray or Yveltal here. I'm taking way too long to make a decision, though. No, I do go Ray. I was a little iffy on it just because if Lava Plume burns me, I don't have a Lumberry, which would really, really suck. But he does just get up Stealth Rock. That made the most sense. I have a couple of weak things. He wants to chip my team. And Ray's in now. It can click Dragon Ascent, but he obviously has either Death Fodder in the form of whatever he chooses, or he could go right to Fairy Arceus. He has a couple of choices here. He decides to Death Fodder Yveltal, which is reasonable. It still could have done stuff, but not really. It would have had to, like, win a 50-50 to sucker Kartana or something. Actually, I would have subbed, but he didn't know him sub. But this gives him a free switch into Arceus Fairy. Gotta do something about that, and I decide I'm just gonna not fodder Groudon. I'm thinking about it. I want to fodder Groudon, but I also want to save that for Ray. And what I decided to do is go Kartana, because I can take the hit. And I think I'm going to be put into Salic Berry range. I don't do a Calc, and I actually have no idea what the Calc is. But what happens here is he Judgment, and that does so much. He's definitely running some special attack on that one, I think. I mean, Kartana has awful defenses, and I'm still not going to Calc. I'm just not going to bother. I get the Salic, which puts me in a very nice situation, but the problem is, the idea with Sub-Salic Kartana is if you're at 25%, you can take Extreme Speed from whatever you want to take Extreme Speed from. It's pretty safe. But because I took a Judgment instead and I'm at 16% as he fodders Rayquaza, he can go directly into that E-Killer, and I am at 16%, it's going to kill me. So if I played better with Kartana, maybe it had sweeping chances, I don't really know. Would have been a little tough to get a great situation with it, but at this point I kind of just have to fodder. It's not doing anything. It doesn't have Night Slash to check Lunala, like I said. I just can't keep it around. As he reveals, he is Life Orb Killer, and at this point it really isn't looking great for me. In particular, Arceus Fairy can sort of beat the rest of my team, and I have to make a tough decision here what to do, because I don't have any great switch-ins. I decide Xerneas. It can take a hit and do a significant amount to his Arceus, and what I want to do is force him into Groudon. That would be ideal. As you can see, Catalytic posted the Calc, and the E-Speed definitely killed me from there. I have no idea what Judgment did. But it's really up to him what he wants to take a judgment. If I remove E-Killer, Ray is a much bigger threat for what he knows, so I assume he's not going to want E-Killer to take the hit. Grass Knot would have been a bit too ballsy of a play for me, though. I mean, it would have 2'd KO'd Groudon, I'm pretty sure, but this is not something I'm willing to risk, because at this point I do have either Death Fodder and Groudon or Switch-ins, it really depends. But I don't want to go to Ray, I want to keep Ray healthy. I don't quite remember what I do, actually. This is like the one turn. Yeah, so I do Fodder Groudon here. I was like, maybe I do it later? No, I definitely do it here. Because I do have a plan, and the plan is DD Ray is busted. I need to get a Dragon Dance up with it, but he has Roar, and I can't get up a Dragon Dance while he has Roar. So as Farden tries to get me to get a game over there, I don't know, that yellow just popped out. I'm gonna go Yveltal and just taunt him. Taunt stops Roar, pretty easy. And he's going to be able to plume me for a solid amount of damage. And what I'm going to do here is, I could have killed the Groudon. Everyone's going what in chat, but like I said, I need to get Ray set up. And if he had switched out, if he'd gone right into Fairy Arceus, could have been completely different, but he didn't do that. I do Moonblast, which is a bit of a choke. If I had Sleep Talked, then, like, if he missed Precipice Blades, I would have been forced to kill him, and then my plan would have failed, because the taunt wears off, he can Roar. But now that Rayquaza is last Pokemon, I can get up the Dragon Dance. And I could have gotten up the Dragon Dance without sacrificing Xerneas, because he was taunted. But to be completely honest, I was like, well, if he stays in for no apparent reason, then 2 Dragon Dances are better than 1. There really was no reason to sack Xerneas. I should have just gone right to Rayquaza Dragon Danced. And, you know, he's going to go Arceus Fairy, not risking me getting up the Dragon Dance. And this is just where showcasing Chilan Berry Ray is just so cool. It is just such a enjoyable set that I recommend anybody try if they're sick of Lum, and Life Orb's also alright, and even Rosalie Berry. He's gonna go Lunala just to rack up another defense drop. Could have gone Groudon, but then I would have Earthquaked and not gone the defense drop. And here's Arceus, right? Life Orb Arceus should definitely kill me from here, but fucking Chilan Berry. Like, it's just so awesome. The chat goes wild, because nobody sees this shit coming. People probably gonna start to expect it on me now. But yeah, this is what Chilan Berry Ray does, you know? And it's not just E-Killer. There's a lot of different things that have priority. You run into, you know, your Swords Dance, Arceus, Ghosts, and Grounds can carry it, because everything that runs that can get E-Speed might want to run it at some point. Because this is anything goes, because priority is just super good, and if you can just beat those priority users, it comes in handy way more than you would expect. This is just my love letter to Chilan Berry. It was also a very fun recording session. I'm sorry I lost all of it. I do have plans for more stuff to do, but at this point I haven't been uploading very much as I kind of work on them, and I'm held back by my severe technical limitations. I've been trying to use more iMovie tutorials, but the fact is I'm using iMovie because with this channel I'm just not willing to pay for Camtasia right now. Plus I gotta save up all that money for Nintendo Switch, which is looking a lot less hype now that I know that there's no backwards compatibility, so I can't be playing all my 3DS games, which is just so fucking annoying. Anyway, that's another topic for later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Go use Chilan Berry Ray, and maybe I'll see you next time.